Well, it's always hard to talk after lunch, because people tend to get sleep. We'll try to do this as interactive as possible. So the first thing I would like to say is that when we talk about MOOCs, there are some things that change. And change in some way because of the scale. We're scaling up things that were thought for the small scale. And that includes the pedagogy and also the technology. So for instance, we can, in the small scale, we can easily have a collaborative activity. I would say make groups of 4 and then discuss this. Okay, that will work. And that will work with the 40, 50 people that are here, maybe with 100 with some difficulties. But when we have thousands of learners scattered all around the world, that is very hard to implement. And some of the reasons are because some of the learners will never appear, some are in a different time, they are in Europe or they are in America, and they have different times, so it's difficult to have a synchronous communication and synchronous activities between students. So this same happens with technology. So for instance, when we are doing an online activity, we can have a video conference with 15, 20 students, and the technology will support that video conference. But if I have thousands of learners, that is not possible. The same happens, for instance, with the evaluation activities, the assessment. So when we're talking about MOOCs, there are mainly 2 ways of assessing. One would be with closed questions. So there is only one answer or a set of predefined answers to a question, and we can assess then with automatic assessment tools, or we can have open questions, open-ended questions, and then we will use peer assessment. We will ask other students to revise and to correct the work done by their peers. So these are things that do not scale well when we're having thousands of learners. And the same happens with the platforms. So we used to have platforms that were designed to work with groups of learners in the small scale. But when we go up to thousands of learners, then we need new platforms. And one of these new platforms is OPENedX. This is a platform that we are seeing here, which was designed to scale up. So it was designed to have thousands of learners in the same course having concurrent requests at the same time without problems. And here in this afternoon, we are going to see how to start implementing our MOOCs in OPENedX. So the first thing I want to say is that in your card, in the back of your card, you have 2 URLs, LMS, CMS. So I have to ask you to open your browser, the one you prefer, Firefox, Chrome, Safari, whatever, but maybe not Internet Explorer. But go to these 2 URLs in different tabs or in different windows, and you could access the course with your email, the email you used to register for this workshop, and the password is competency. Competency without the hyphen. So all together, low letters, no capital letters, without the hyphen. So if any one of you has registered for the workshop on Friday or after Friday, then we have not you in the system, and we will give you some additional accounts that we have created. So please raise your hand if you have registered after Friday or Friday. So 1 there, 2. OK, so my colleagues will help you go and sign in into the systems. So for the other ones, please log in into these 2 URLs. If you have problems, again, raise your hand. So there. Again, the password is competency altogether without a hyphen. And the username is your email account, the one you use for registering. So yeah, but that's right. You're in the course, and this is one of the URLs, and the other one is with the there, perfect. Because this is for you to work. And this is empty. This is empty so far. So you will see that you have a course, or maybe two courses there. One is empty, and this is a course you are going to work with. And the other one is a demo course that is called Systems Programming. Okay, if anyone else has problems, please raise your hand. So Alwyn in the back. So the course that is empty is for you to play. So if you wish, while we are starting, while all the rest of the participants can access, you can start playing, even though you don't know what to do, but you can start pressing buttons. So, but request, check competency, and the HTTPS, no? Missing? HTTP, S or no? S. My keyword is different. Yeah, you're there. You're there. Okay. All right. So is everybody inside the platform? Okay. So there are two URLs. They say LMS and CMS. The LMS is what the students see. So it's the platform or the part of the platform that we're using to access the course. And the CMS is what the teachers see. And it's the part of the platform that we're going to use to create, to build the course. Okay? So, is everybody inside the platform? If not, please. All right. So I'm going to continue then. So this is the outline of this presentation. We will try to do it hands-on, so we will go step by step with time for you to work. We're going to talk about OPENedX briefly to give some characteristics about it. Then we will focus on the part that the teacher sees, the CMS, which is also called the studio. Then we will see the other part, the LMS, and we will do a hands-on activity at the end, and probably in the second slot that we have dedicated this afternoon to work in OPENedX. So as a first introduction, these are the learning objectives for this workshop. So the first thing we want you is to know the main features of the OPENedX platform. There are many features, and especially it's a very rich platform regarding the tools for problems, activities that the students can do, especially automatic assessment activities. We will do we will see some example of them. The second objective is to understand the 4-level structure. This platform has a 4-level structure for organizing the contents. The first level is called the weeks or the sections. The second level is the subsections or the learning sequences. Third level is called units, and fourth level is components. Depending, you know many or different learning platforms, and they organize the content in different levels. So if you're using Moodle, you can organize them by weeks, by topics, for example, and you have different level of structure. No? Here we have up to 4 levels, and we will try to explore them all. Then we're going to identify the types of components, which are the 4 level in this structure. And we will implement an example MOOC in this OPENedX that you have for you in these URLs. So this is a structure. We're going to start with the first part. So this is theory plus practice. And we will see how we're building the course in the CMS and how students will see it in the LMS. And then in the second part, we will have time for this hands-on activity that we will provide you. Just a few brief things about OPENedX before starting. So, well, we're using OPENedX for creating MOOCs and for creating also SPOCs. These two have been mentioned this morning. So one thing is about the technology, and the other thing is how we apply this technology. So we can create open courses, so MOOCs, and we can, if they are open, we have some chances that we can have a massive number of learners coming. So it will be MOOCs. And we can create also closed courses. So if they are closed, they are private, we expect a smaller number of learners, so that would be SPOCs. This is an open source platform, so we can install it in our servers. This is what USM has done for this workshop. So unlike other MOOC initiatives, such as Coursera, for instance, in that case, the platform is not open source. In the case of edX, this is the platform used by edX, OPENedX, this is open source. So we can install this platform. And I would like to mention that this is an annual conference, so there is a quite large community of people working with OPENedX, and it has a dedicated conference. And we organized this conference this year, 2017, in Madrid, together with the European MOOC Conference Summit. So yeah, so I don't know where it's going to be next year, but in Canada. But well, last year or past this same year has been in Madrid. So this is a platform that is evolving fast. There are regular updates. So the current version, well, they go as the Android version. They go with the ABC letters. So now we are in the G. This is called Ginkgo, and they call like trees or plants the names of the distributions of this platform. And there are a lot of communities doing development for this platform, and industry leaders, universities are developing and extending the functionality of this platform. Of course, the main contributor is edX, and MIT and Harvard, which are the funding sources of edX. And there is, let's say, an equivalence between the edX.org, the platform which is under edX.org, and the current release of OPENedX. Just a few things. This is a large architecture of the platform. We are not going into details, but there is a core in this platform, and the LMS and the studio, the CMS, are part of it. Then we have databases, and then we have applications, additional applications, such as mobile applications for accessing these courses. But as I said, we are not going into much details. You will have the slides. Actually, I don't know if they are in the website already. Yeah, they are in the website already, so you can access the slides if you wish to have more details. But I think this is not the interesting part. I'll repeat that. So this is the CMS, or the studio, also known as the studio, and it's where we build courses. This is the teacher side, and we have the LMS. This is where we access course, students access courses, and this is the learner side. I assume that you are all already in the system, so we're going to start with the following steps. There are ways to go from the CMS to the LMS and vice versa. I will say, well, I will tell this later. Just to mention that if you go to the LMS, you should see two courses. One is called competency plus a number. This is the empty course. You will have to play, to do whatever you want. Okay? And the other one is called systems programming, and it's a demonstration course which has a lot of content and that we actually use in our university for first-year students who take some degrees in telecommunication engineering. This systems programming is a SPOC, but it takes contents from several MOOCs, 3 MOOCs on Java programming that we have released on edX. We just selected the contents that were appropriate for our students inside the campus, and we put them together in this systems programming course. And if you go to the CMS, you will see only one. You will see the competency plus a number, and this is the course you are going to build. The other one, you will not have access, so that nobody mess with the content that is already there, because it's shared among everybody, while the competency plus the number is a course that is just for you. So you have, each of you have an individual course to play. As I say, there are several ways that you will see, several buttons that can take you from the CMS to the LMS and from the LMS to the CMS. So you will see in the CMS, the View Live, Preview, View Live version will take you to the LMS, and from the LMS, View Unit in Studio will take you to the CMS. Apart from this, if you have 2 tabs in your browser open at the same time and you refresh the browser, you will see the changes that you are doing in the CMS automatically in the LMS. Okay? Okay, so we have in OPENedX, some part of the slide that is not appearing here, but in the back is correct. Interesting. So there are 4 levels. 4 levels for the content. The first level is called the section or the week, and appears here on the left side. So it says week 0, week 1, week 2, week 3, and here week 4, which is open, has more subsections, and week 5. So if you go to the second level, here you have different learning sequences with different titles. The learning sequences is seen on the top bar for that particular subsection. Then we have a third level, which is the unit. The unit is each of the buttons that you see on top, and the unit comprises all the main frame, the main window in this OPENedX screenshot. And then we have components. We will see that there are several components. Here we have a text on top. This is one component, and then we have the video at the bottom. This is another component. So this is a four-level structure. Let's see this live in the systems programming demo course. So I encourage you to go to the systems programming demo course. And here, so we can see it better. So this would be week 1. It's called object-oriented 1. Then I go to objects and classes, and I have my learning sequence here. So this is a video. Here I have a unit with a text here, a video with Professor Carlos Delgado here, with the closed captions. If I go to the next unit, I will find an activity. Okay? And I have another activity here. So each of these activities is a component. Okay? So you can, I encourage you in 1 minute to go to this systems programming course and browse around and see what is inside. Okay? All right. So let's start with the CMS. So you go, please, to the URL that finishes with the 18010. Okay? And the first thing that we normally do here, you don't need to do it because it's already done for you, is creating a course. when we're creating a course, we have the name, organization, number, and run. And the run means the edition of this course in the particular year. So it's 2017 first edition. Okay? And then you will see that there are on top 3 main tabs: content, settings, and tools. I hope you can see that. Everybody can see that? Yeah, perfect. So in the content, there are 5 sections inside: outline, updates, pages, files and upload, and textbook. We will see them one by one. The main of these tabs is outline. Then we have settings, schedule and details, grading, course theme, group configuration, and advanced settings. We will see them to set some of the main parameters of the course. And then have the tools to import and export the course. So let's start with the content. Let's start adding content. Again, this is the 4-level structure. Don't forget it: section, subsection, unit, component. Okay? So the first thing you can do is creating a section. And you have a button to create a section. So I will do this with you. So you should have something like this. It's an empty course. So please create a section. Okay? And you can write the name you want. After that, you can create new subsections. Okay? So some of you have done a first exercise with Google. You have thought about the content. Try to create a first draft structure of the content that your MOOC would have. Okay? Now you have a few seconds, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes to do that, and we will start solving the problem why you cannot see the systems programming course. So those who cannot see the systems programming course, please raise your hand, and they will take note to add them. There are quite a few. Quite a lot. Yeah, most of them actually. Okay, so they will take note of you, of your email account, and they will try to give you access, okay? Please note that when you're doing changes in the CMS, you will see these changes automatically in the LMS. So just refresh the page with the structure you are creating in the CMS, and you will see these sections and subsections that you have created. So 1 more minute and we will continue. If you have any questions at any time, please raise your hand. I assume that you have already created some sections, some subsections. So this is what I have done. Section 1, subsection 1.1, subsection 1.2. And if I go to the course, in the tab course, I can see the same structure that I have already created. Okay? All right? Is everyone following the process so far? Anyone needs help?
Their own course?
Yep.
Or they can open under the competency?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Which option? Because I think one is they open under the competency.
Yes. No, they can open the competency course. Is a
Independently, individual.
I mean, you can work in this one. If you wish for later, you could.
Okay.
But for now, just use this. Okay. Let's go to the third level. to the third level of OPENedX. We're going to the units. So under any of the subsections, you will have an option that is new unit. And when you open or when you click on that button, you will go to a screen like the one you have on the right. Okay? So please do it. I will do it with you. So clicking on new unit, you open this new screen. You can change the name of the unit if you wish. Okay? And now we're going to add a component to this unit. And this component will be the one on the right. This is a video. So let's add a video. So this guy is Nana Garbal, the CEO of edX. So we have this demo video. We're going to publish this content. So please press the button Publish. And now you can see the result in the LMS. So go to the LMS, refresh, and you will see that you have a new unit with this video component. Okay? All right. So now, let's change this video for one that we like more. So in Edit, you have here the video URL. So go to YouTube, choose one video you like, and change the URL. Okay? If you have any questions, raise your hand, please. So were you able to access YouTube, get a URL? Okay. Okay. So when you change the video and you save, then don't forget to publish. So click again the button on the right. And when you publish, again, see the result in the LMS.
So the video should be MP4 or is it can be any other files?
The video can be a video in YouTube, or you can have the video in a local server, but the video needs to have a special extension, which is MP4 or OGG or WebM. So you can use YouTube videos. So the typical thing we do is uploading the videos of our MOOC to YouTube and then link them from YouTube to OPENedX. Actually, something that we do is having normally the videos, a copy of the videos in a local server and providing an alternative link. So those countries that may have problems accessing YouTube automatically will receive the other video which is stored in our local server. Okay? There are several additional options for this video component. One of the most important one is the possibility of uploading transcripts, the subtitles, closed captions. So if we have the SRT file with the closed captions, the subtitles of the video, we can upload it here, and it will synchronize automatically with the video with the player that OPENedX has. If you're curious, you can go to the Advanced tab. And there are several other options, particularly the possibilities of downloading the transcripts, downloading the videos, uploading a handout, for instance, the slides, if they are used to accompany the video, and providing some initial start time and end time, well, whatever. There are several options. We cannot explore them all, but if you're curious, while the others are finishing, you can check them, okay? Okay. Okay. Anyone with problems so far? Yeah, there. Going. Yeah.
From the YouTube, can I upload from our?
You can, but it needs to have a MP4 extension or OPG or web. So OPENedX, and add URL for additional versions. And then if the video has one of these extensions, you can replace this YouTube by the one you have in the local server, for instance.
But it must be in the server, not from our C drive.
No, I mean it needs to be in a server with that extension, so it cannot be in Vimeo or other players. Okay. So you want to have just a file, not a video. Yeah, yeah. For that, we will use another component, which is the HTML. There you just text, and then you upload the file. Yeah, and here you can edit and link the file. This is that. So you, you can use the URL for the XML file or whatever. Okay. All right. You're welcome. Okay, so let's continue with the next component. And I'm going back to the overall structure of my course, just clicking here, section 1. Okay, and one moment. Yeah. Okay, so we're still waiting. 2 minutes. So the others, please keep playing, keep changing the options. You know, it's a little bit difficult to follow the pace of the group this large. So I ask you a little bit of patience.
We have a question here. Here. How do we see the video that we have uploaded? How can we see from here, from the web page, from this
Go back
outline?
to your LMS.
You can go
Your LMS.
to the LMS.
LMS.
You have to publish first.
Go to the LMS. If you publish, don't forget to publish in the CMS, and you will see the video here. You tried, sorry?
I tried viewing from CNS.
Well, if you go to the subsection, you will see it.
I could view from here.
Yeah.
I was reading from here.
Yes, yes. The important thing is how the students will see it. No, that's in the other part. That's in the other part. So while we're finishing this part, all the explorers, you can try to upload new videos, continue creating the structure of your course, find the appropriate videos, and check the different options for video components. We will continue shortly. Yeah. Yep. For quizzes, so that's automatic graded activities, and there are several kinds of problems that we are going to see with some of the examples, and also peer. Yes, we will upload the files. I'm advancing this in the content, files and uploads, and then we will link the file from here. So we will receive a short link, and we can link in a text, for instance, from here. Okay, so let's continue with the next component. And the next component is the problem component. So if you click on that, you will see that there are several possibilities for problems, common problem types, and advanced problem types. So in the common problem types, we have checkboxes, drop-down, multiple choice, numerical input, text input, and the same 5 above, but with hints, so that the student can request a hint that will help him or her solve the problem. Okay, so these are the common, basic. All of them are automatic assessed problems. And if you go to the advanced, in the advanced, you have some additional problems that were created for specific courses and that were integrated as built-in tools for OPENedX. For instance, we have a builder for circuits, we have development environment for JavaScript or Python, we have drag and drop activities, math expressions, molecular structure, and something interesting, which are peer assessment activities. Okay? So we will start with the basic ones. The basic one is a quiz. This is the most common quiz, which is multiple choice. Okay? So let's click on multiple choice, and we will get an exercise like this. Okay? And if we edit, we will see that there are several parts. So here you have the text, introductory text. Here you have the main question, and here you have the different options. The correct one is marked with an X, with a cross. Okay? So edit this component and create your own multiple test question, please. All the problems in edX come with a template, so that you only need to change the basic data. If you want to do additional things with the problem, if you want to add images, if you want to add links, there is an option called Advanced Editor on the top right, which will give you to another editor for XML coding. But if you don't know XML, then no worry, you can use this simple editor. So this is the basic editor, and this is the advanced editor. Okay? So if you are curious, I encourage you to go to the advanced editor. You will see that it's pretty simple and that has a straightforward correspondence with the basic editor. Don't forget that it was discussed this morning. We normally put videos and activities in the learning sequence so that the students first watch videos and then do some formative activities to see if they understood the content of the video. So it makes a lot of sense to have first a video, then an activity or two activities, maybe additional resources, and then a new video, again, activities, additional resources. So this is a typical learning sequence that we can find in most MOOCs. So just very, very simple, the step going from the multiple choice to the checkboxes. So try the checkboxes option. And the only thing that will change is that here we have, instead of the parentheses, we have these brackets, and we are able to mark several options as correct. So checkboxes means that there are more, or there can be more than one possible answer, one possible correct answer. So those who have finished with the multiple choice, use the checkboxes, so you can create another component below the multiple choice questions, or you can open a new unit and create this component there. Okay?
Excuse me, sir. I have a question. Because everything is in English.
Going there.
Everything is in English. Can you change like this to Malay? Because I'll be teaching in Malay.
What's sorry?
Because
So if you're curious, you will see that you can edit the questions with settings, and in settings you have multiple options. For instance, you can change the name that appears. So instead of multiple choice, you can write the name you wish in Malay or in other language, okay? Or you can put the name you want. You will see also that there are several options. For instance, a number of attempts that we give to the students when doing this activity, or when the answer is going to be shown. After finishing, once the student attempted for the first time, never. So this is something that you can also configure for each particular exercise, for each particular problem. Okay, so those of you who have advanced with the checkboxes, I give you another possible problem, which is Dropbox. Again, you can open the template, so add this component, you will have this template, and the Dropbox option shows something like that. So you have select option, and there is a drop-down menu, and you can choose the right option among them. Okay, so this is another possible problem, but if you are doing this part fast, I encourage you to try the different activities. You will have the template for all the different problems, and you can try changing something, adding something, and customizing the problem for your needs. So don't forget to publish and see the results in the LMS, because you are building the course as a teacher, but the student will see the LMS, will not see this part, okay? Will see the other environment. You have to publish each unit. Each unit. If not, they will not see it. The students will not see it. So it's a caution measure, so that you need to explicitly publish, because you are releasing materials for thousands of students. So you cannot make mistakes. You need to explicitly publish. After you've done all the changes you wish, for each unit, you need to publish. Okay? And you will see the button highlighted if there is something pending to publish. Okay, so I'm giving you another option. This is the image mapped input. This is a little bit more complex. So here the idea is that you have a picture, you have a green spot, and you define the area in pixels in which the solution is correct. So in this case, for this problem, and I think it's the one that is by default when you click in image map input, it says what country is home to the Great Pyramid of Giza, as well as the city of Cairo, Memphis. And you need to select, of course, Egypt in the map. Okay? So I encourage you again to see how this is done. And this is done using an external file, and you define the space of solutions in which the problem is correct. Okay? This has no basic editor. This is only the advanced one. So for those of you who are more advanced, have a look at this problem as well. And also, as I said, I encourage you to try all the possible problems and see how they look like, and try to modify the templates that come by default. So while you're doing this part, let me show you another exercise. This is a little bit more complicated for tuning, for fine tuning, but this is called the drag and drop. Probably you have seen this in the advanced problems. So here, this is a problem of programming, and we have 4 classes, and there is some inheritance among them, and we ask the students to build the class diagram. And we have the 4 possible options here. Okay? So if I drag, for instance, this person goes on top, then let's say that teacher goes here, students goes here, but it's not correct because I need to put this here, so I will put teacher on the right, the student on the left. So we are dragging elements from the bottom bar and dropping them on this diagram, and then I will submit, and this is correct. So this is a very appealing exercise for the students. So, as I said, a little bit more complicated to edit, but you can try, and this is the kind of activity students like. So it's not that boring maybe as the typical multiple choice test questions. Okay? So as these, there are many types of exercises. I encourage you to check them all. So I said before you need to publish each unit, but there is a quick option that is going to the overall structure. And here it says that there are some units that are not published, so you can publish all pending units for that section using that button, and there everything is published. Okay? This is a shortcut. Instead of going unit by unit, you can go to this overall structure, see what is unpublished, and publish it. And again, as always, check the result in the LMS. Okay, so let's continue. We have 2 remaining components. Okay, is everybody okay? Continuing? Okay, so third component is HTML, which corresponds to a text description. Okay, we have simple text and more complicated possibilities. For instance, with an iframe, we can embed external resources here seamlessly in our learning sequence. Or in this case, we have a zoom in image tool which allows us to zoom in a particular image. This is an example of a MOOC we had on paintings from the 14th to the 18th century. And here the idea is that the students could see the details of this particular painting. So when you scroll with your mouse in one of the parts, you get a zoom of that particular part. You configure that uploading 2 images, one with a low resolution and one with a high resolution, which is the one that is zoom in for a particular part. Okay? So in 1-2 minutes, you can try this text component. So just a comment. For those of you who don't know HTML, it's actually not necessary to do that because you have this editor. When you add a new component, a text component, you have this new editor in which you can change the font, the type of paragraph, etc. And if you go to HTML, you will see the result in HTML. So there is a button called HTML that will give you the result. So you can use the basic editor, no HTML knowledge is needed, or if you want to do something else, you can check the code with the option HTML. You can add text, you can embed links, you can add images, so whatever you wish, in normal text, in plain text. Okay, so let's continue with the last component, which is the forum. This is a discussion component. So something that we normally do is in the same unit, we can have a video, and below we put a discussion component so that the students can discuss what is happening in that video. Imagine that there is an error. Imagine there is a concept that is hard to understand. They will go just below the video to find this discussion component. So this is a good practice that we normally use in each unit. At the bottom, we have a discussion component. The teacher then can go to that particular component or can see the whole discussion of the whole course in a tab that is called Discussion in the LMS. So if you go to the LMS, you will see that there is a tab called Discussion, and there you will find all the discussions of that particular course. So here, discussion, I don't have any discussions, any messages yet, but here is the global forum of the course, okay? But as I said, you can add a discussion component below each unit, or at the bottom of each unit, okay? So please add it for all the units you have created so far. In the configuration, if you edit, you can give a name to this component, and you can classify it by category or subcategory, so that you can better locate it in the discussion tab of the LMS. Okay, so let's see a few more things before the break. So we have focused in this first part mainly in the tab Content, which is the most important part of the CMS, the CMS, yeah, the studio. But there are 4 additional tabs in the option A. So another one is Updates. So Updates is, let's say, the blog that the teacher in which the teacher posts messages for the students. And this is seen in the LMS in the option Home. So whatever you write in the Updates tab is shown here in the Home option of the LMS. Okay? So you can write messages, and you can add also handouts for the students, and when they go to this Home option, they will see them here. Messages are arranged in according to the date, with the most recent message on top. Okay, so write something and check that it works in the LMS. So someone asked me how to add colleagues to the course we are editing. This is something I was going to tell you later, but I will advance this. So in the main screen of the CMS, settings, course team. Okay? So you go to the course team and you say add a new team member. You write the email, and this person will be added to your course. Okay? Yeah, there are 2 main levels. This is one, the level staff, which can edit whatever that person wants in the course, and the level admin, which can add additional people. Apart from that, there is the student level, which cannot access the CMS, only the LMS. So there are 3 levels in this platform for configuration.
But you have to be careful, because Studio does not have concurrency control. So if there are 2 people editing at the same time, one might kill what the other have. So there's no control.
At least editing the same unit. So if one is editing the section or the subsection or a different unit, that's okay. But if two people are editing the same unit, then one smashes what the other did. Okay? Okay, and just quick things before the break. The 3 additional options in the outline. One is the pages, and the pages refer to the tabs the student sees in the LMS. So we have the home, course, and discussion, which are mandatory. We have some optional pages, for instance, wiki or progress, that we can enable or disable. And we can add new pages. For instance, a page for frequently asked questions, a page with the Twitter account of the course. Okay? So this is the 3rd option. The 4th option, and this is important, some people ask me about that. So how do I upload my PDFs? How do I upload my pictures? You can upload them here, the files and upload. And it makes sense that all the things related to a particular course are stored in one single folder. Okay? So these are added here, and you get a link, and you can use that link to refer to in an exercise or whatever you want when building your course. This link is specific for your course. So if you are creating another course, you will need to upload the PDF or the picture again. Okay? And finally, textbooks. So we have this last option, and we can upload PDFs here, for instance. Let's say textbook name or whatever file you want, chapter, if any, and then you can upload there a PDF. Okay? So we're done with this first part.